So, good evening, dear women. You know, I was asked by TorahAnytime.com also to say good evening to all the viewers, because there are Ben Porat Yosef, a lot of women that look at the shiurim. So they wrote me an email that they asked me to say good evening. So I'm happy also to say good evening to all the women that watch the shiurim, Bezrat Hashem. So it's part of us. Yishar koach, yishar koach. I would like to bless all of us בעזרת השם, שיתגלה משיח צדקנו במהרה בימינו אמן, שיתגלה המבשר אליהו, הנביא אליהו, תשבי אליהו, גליד מרב שכנו אליהו נביא זכור לטוב, בעזרת השם. I would like to tell you that this parasha is parashat Re'eh. This Shabbat, it's Shabbat מברכים, ראש חודש אלול, the month of Elul. So this Shabbat, please, if you don't read in groups Tehillim in the synagogue, at least at home, try to finish the whole Tehillim. Just divide it with your friends on the phone before Shabbat, and each one will read part, and then together on Shabbat you finish the whole Tehillim. You don't have even to meet each other. You can stay at home and read the part that you decided. So this is Shabbat Mevarchim Rosh Chodesh Elul. Ani ledodi vedodi li, the month of Rachamim, of mercy, the month that God is all among us, just walking between us and asking us, just do tshuva in front of me. Baruch Hashem. You know, I heard from Rabbi Avraham, he said something very, very nice. Re'eh stands for, look, Re'eh stands for Re'eh, Elul, Higia. Just look, the month of Elul is here. You see, it stands for Re'eh, Elul, Higia. Look over here. So it's very nice. I said I will share it with you. Look. Ma? So, dear women, I would refer you to TorahAnytime.com. I don't remember if the lecture is there or not there about Parashat Re'eh, but just go, oh no. So, if it's not there, go and watch another lesson about Parashat HaShavua. That's also good at the month of Elul, because this is the Shabbat Mevarchim, the month of Elul. So, go to the chapters of the month of Elul, Bezrat Hashem, and look over there at the Parashat, God gave me to say, Bezrat Hashem, on the month of Elul. And dear women, next week, Bezrat Hashem, we'll have a lesson on Monday, so then I will give you the name of God that we need to concentrate and visualize for the month of Elul, because we're going to have a lesson on the eve of Rosh Chodesh Elul. Rosh Chodesh Elul is 2 days. It's Tuesday and Wednesday. So on next Monday, I will give you the name of God to concentrate for Tuesday morning and Wednesday morning, Bezrat Hashem. Beseder? Bezrat Hashem. Now, I would like to go straight to the point. We need to finish the first attribute of Hashem. And you remember we finished while we were speaking about the 3 ways that we do a fixing to the sin of the first human being, Adam HaRishon. And we started with Leda V'Chaim, which means it was birth and life, and we had a few lessons about it. We spoke about the importance of the name. We spoke about the importance of the name. We spoke about the meanings of the name. We spoke about birth, how a child comes with a drop of sperm, everything. We went through all the tunnel of giving birth. There's a beautiful thing about birth, but we're going to do it Bli Neder next week. And then, because it's concerning now the times of Mashiach, then we spoke about death. It was a whole lesson only about death. We spoke from Reshit Chochma, which is the book of Reshit Chochma, was written by Rabbi Eliyahu Dividash Chotot Hagan Aleinu, which is the student of Rabbi Moshe Cordovero, Chotot Hagan Aleinu. And now we are in the passage of the next world and resurrection. Olam haba v'tchiyat hametim. Now we're going to start this. But first we're going to start, how do we know that the souls are living after this world? Where do we have proof that it happens? So I'm going to give you from a few things just from the Torah. I'm not going to go, today there's a lot of research, and the research shows that a lot of people which were clinically dead, they know what happened to them while they were dead. The soul went out of the body. But I'm going to refer you to the Torah. So it says, it's a beautiful story, and I would like to tell it. I don't know if you know the story, but it's about King Shaul. Do you remember last lesson I spoke about King Shaul, that he was so shy? He was such a righteous man that when the girls were dancing Shiloh with white dresses, and the men were taking wives from the girls, I wish today it was the same thing, but the men were taking just... Sorry? Yes, he was the first king of the Jewish people. So he was shy, he didn't take a wife, but the wife took him. She ran after him and took him. That's how he was shy and righteous. So there's a story about him. After, I forgot to take out, I need to take out my glasses. You see, I forgot to take out my glasses. So there's a story, dear women. After he became a king, God told him to fight with Amalek and to kill everything that Amalek has, which means children, women, sheep, everything, all the cattle, and of course the king of Amalek. And King Shaul did not listen. He did not kill the king of Amalek and the cattle, part of the cattle, dear women. So because of that, King Shmuel HaNavi, the prophet Shmuel came to him and he said, God is going to tear the kingdom from you. And you are not going to be the king of Israel anymore, and not your children, but there will be another one that is going to be, and of course you know it's King David. After him, King David came. But what happened is, King Shaul didn't know what to do, how to behave when God forsaked him, when he wasn't the chosen one anymore. So the Plishtim was standing on the borders of the land of Israel, and they wanted to conquer the land of Israel and to go against with a war against King Shaul. Several times it happened. Every time that the children of Israel did not listen to what God wanted them to do, the nations came upon them. Listen very carefully, which means if we listen to Hashem, we do not have any problems with the nations. God makes them bow to us, all nations. So there came a time that again the Plishtim came to the borders of Israel, and it's written, Shmuel met ויספדו אותו כל ישראל ויקברו ברמה. And the prophet Shmuel died. It's from Shmuel Aleph, of the book of Shmuel Aleph, chapter 28, dear women. So it says, and he was buried, and the Plishtim were gathering around the children of Israel, and they were sitting down on the Gilboa. You know the Gilboa? You know the land of Israel? Harei Gilboa? They were sitting on the Gilboa, dear women, on the mountains of Gilboa. וירא שאול את מחנה הפלישתים וירא ויחרד ליבו מאוד. And King Shaul saw all the camp of the Plishtim. He was afraid. And then he decided, וישאל שאול בהשם. So he wanted to ask God what to do. ולא ענהו, and God did not answer him. He asked him in a dream, בקשת חלום. You know, you can ask a request that you will have an answer in a dream, like prophecy. To have a prophecy in the dream, but God did not answer him in the dream. He did not answer him, but Urim Betumim that the high priest had, that answered question, he did not answer him. And he did not answer him by the prophets. So look what Shaul did. Vayomer Shaul לעבדיו, and Shaul goes to his servants. בקשו לי אשת בעלת אוב. Find me a woman that raises the dead from their grave. זה בעלת אוב. That, God forbid, makes a person that passed away, brings his soul. מה? Like משהו כמו סיאנס. So זה נקרא אוב, and you remember that God forbid this. You are not allowed to do this. So his servants told him that there's one woman באין דור, in a place that's called אין דור. ויתחפש שאול, so he disguised himself, so nobody will know that he's the king of Israel. וילבש בגדים אחרים, and he dressed himself with different clothing. וילכו שני אנשים עמו ויבואו אל האישה לילה. And at night he came to this woman. ויאמר, כסמינה לי באוב ועלי לי את אשר אומר אלייך. So he told her, I want you to take out the soul of a person who passed away, and I will tell you exactly whom to wake up from his grave. So listen what she tells him. ותאמר האישה אליו, הנה אתה ידעת את אשר עשה שאול. You know what King Shaul, the king of the Israelites, did, אשר הכרית את האובות ואת האדונים מן הארץ. And you know that he killed all the people that took out souls, that knew how to cause a soul to go out of the grave. dear women. So she said, so you came to me in order that I will die, that King Shaul will kill me? She does not know she speaks to King Shaul. Vaishavala, and he promised her, he swore to her, Shaul be'Hashem, לאמור, חי השם אם יקרח עוון בדבר הזה. Nobody will cause any harm to you. ותאמר האישה, את מי אעלה לך? ויאמר את שמואל העלי לי. He says, I want you to raise the soul of Shmuel the prophet. עכשיו, listen what happens. ותראה האישה את שמואל, ותזעק בקול גדול, ותאמר האישה אל שאול לאמור, למה רימיתני ואתה שאול? She caused the soul of Shmuel to go out, to come to her, and she saw the holiness of Shmuel. She got so frightened, she started to shout. She understood that this is the king Shaul, that the one that stands in front of her is the king of the Israelites. So she said, why did you cheat me? Why did you deceive me? She says to him. And you are the king Shaul. ויאמר לה המלך אל תיראי. And the king says to her, don't be afraid. כי מה ראית? He says, what did you see? ותאמר האישה אל שאול, אלוקים ראיתי עולים מן הארץ. She says, a holy person, like a God I saw coming out from earth. תתארו לכם איזה צדיק היה שמואל הנביא. It says that the prophet Shmuel was considered like Moshe and Aaron together, dear women. And he was one of the descendants of Korach. That's why Korach started the disagreement. So, dear women, she says, I saw such a holy person coming from earth. ויאמר לה, מה תארו? ותאמר, he says, so how does he look like? And she says, איש זקן עולה, a very old person comes to me, והוא עוטה מעיל, and he has a garment, a special garment around him. וידע שאול כי שמואל הוא, ויקוד אפיים ארצה וישתחו. And because he knows that the soul of Shmuel is there, he bows to him. He bows to Shmuel, to the soul of Shmuel. Vayomer Shmuel, and Shmuel speaks. And this is, I read you at the beginning that he passed away. He's not in this world anymore. Vayomer Shmuel el Shaul, and Shmuel says to Shaul, Lama hirgaztani la'alot oti. He says, why did you anger me to take me out, to bring me over here? Vayomer Shaul tsar li meod. He says, I'm in distress. And the Plishtimers are going to fight us, and I don't know what to do, if God will help me. He says, Losha, didn't you hear what I told you, what the prophecy was? He says, God tore the kingdom from you, vayitna lereacha leDavid, and he gives you to your fellow Jewish person that is better than you, to King David. Kasher lo shamata bekol Hashem velo asita. You did not listen to Hashem, and you did not take the wrath of God on Amalek. That's why he did this to you, he tells him. And he says to him that he's going to be killed, and that the children of Israel won't win this war. And what truly happened, he was killed, and his 3 sons, they committed suicide. They fell on their swords, him and his 3 sons. Also Yonatan died in this war. 3 sons and him died, and then the Plishtim disgraced his body, and they put it on a wall, and Yavesh Gilad, the citizens of Yavesh Gilad went at night, and they took the body, and they buried the body, and gave it the right honor that it deserves. What we see over here, mamash, that the soul is alive after it passes from this world. You can see in the Torah, I wanted to give you things mamash ma Torah, not things now that we hear from research, but this mamash rashum b'Torah, b'Tanakh, זה רשום נשים יקרות. As you can see here in the prophets, in Shmuel the prophet, it's the first book of Shmuel the prophet, you can already see that the soul speaks and comes from the next world, and it's angry because we took her from the rest that she was in. You remember that I told you Midrash Echa says over there, when we speak about the ruining of the temple, God tells Yirmiyahu the prophet, he tells him, go to Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, wake them up, and go to Ben Amram, to Moshe, to Moses, wake him up and tell them to come and to mourn the children of Israel, because my temple is ruined. And the place where the Shekhinah was in this Ba'aretz over here now goes up again, and I'm not here among you over here like I used to be. Now you're going to get the light from up to down. Instead of from here, the light goes and shines towards heaven. It will come from heaven down. So he says, go and wake them up. And you remember that he goes and wakes them up. That he goes and wakes them up, and they tell him what happened, and he was afraid to tell them what happened, because he didn't want them to say, what happened? Didn't you Singarta Alam Israel? Didn't you help the children of Israel and show their merit in front of Hashem? How come they came to this situation in your time? So Yirmiyahu and Navi woke them up, and they asked him what happened in this world. So this is another question that I'm raising. How come there are people who know what happens in this world, and there are people who don't know what happens in this world? Like they are disconnected, like the three forefathers. They asked him what happened. It seems that they should have known what happened. So, dear women, there's another example. I'm giving just rising questions. Another example. You remember Rabbi Akiva? He was walking in this world, and he saw a person that was mefucham, black, because of like fire. You know, when there's ashes, like it's all black because of it. And he tells him, he tells him to stop. He says the name of God in order to stop him. He stops, and he tells him, tell me if you're a human being or a soul. So, dear women, I would like to tell you first of all a big thing. Among us, there are souls that walk among us. They didn't have the merit to pass to the true world yet. They are still among us, around us. We don't even see them. We don't have the merit to see them. If we would have seen the suffering of those souls, we wouldn't sin, because we would be afraid. For example, if I have a tzitz, a plant in my home, if I would have seen that the soul that is reincarnated in that plant, looking at me and telling me that it wants to hear Torah things, Torah songs, to listen about God, that it will be a kosher house, that this is part of a fixing, that I will take care of her, I would have done this without even thinking, because I would have understood what I'm doing. But we do not. So we don't have. This is a star panim. We don't have the merit. This is the hiding of Hashem. Hashem hides His presence in order this, because this is the days of Messiah. Because this is truly the days of Mashiach. These are the last days of Mashiach. That's why you cannot see. So the merit of a person who can see beyond the falseness, beyond this, that we see only the physical world. We do not see nothing spiritual in the physical world. We see mamash only the spiritual world. So you remember that Rabbi Akiva asked him, how can I help? He told him he's going to chop wood in order to go to the bad angels, that they burn him every day. And he said, I cannot speak to you, because if I'm late, they hit me with a shot. How do you say shot? You know the whip. With whips of fire, they hit me. So I cannot be late. Tita'aru lachem what he saw in this world, mamash around us. So this is also, these are things that we know, that there's, the souls go to the next world. There's only the body goes back to the ground. This is the separation between the body and the soul. But the soul, this is gmul. Either gets good thing for her merit in this world, or God forbid it has to cleanse herself in the next world. Another thing, it's written, Vaitalech Chanoch et Elokim. It's written that Chanoch, in the Chumash Bereshit, it's written, Vaitalech Chanoch et Elokim. So Chanoch was very righteous. He went by the ways of God. You remember at the beginning, we learn about Chanoch, Ve'enenu ki lakach oto Elokim, and God took him with his body to the next world. We know about Elyashiv Navi that went with his body to the next, which means, what does it mean? The first human being, before the sin of the first human being, the body was spiritual. It was a spiritual body. And the external part of the body was just like Buchaba, just like, you see the nail? You see the nail? It was just like the nail. And the light that came out of it was a bright light. You couldn't even look at it. You remember that the first human being, Adam Rishon, couldn't look at his wife, Chava. She had such a light. She was so beautiful. He couldn't look at her because the beauty was from the soul. This kind of light it had. So the body is also a spiritual body, not a physical one that we can touch, because this You know what I've said also? You see how we look from the outside, dear women? You know that all of this is dead cells, not living cells. Because if we'll cut the dead cells and we'll look at the living cells, we'll be frightened. It's not a very nice sight to see. Everything is blood and veins and things. It's not a bright sight. But the dead cells, look how nice they look from the look at our cells. We don't look at the inside. There's, I think, a museum that shows. But these are truly the dead cells of a person from the outside, the external part of the person. So, dear women, there's an afterlife. The soul, it does not end here. There's a life after this world, dear women. And there's more than that. We're going to go into it. Bli neder b'siyata dishmaya b'ezrat Hashem. And you remember, even Bil'am the wicked, on Parashat Balak, I'm giving you just proofs from the Torah. On Parashat Balak, you remember over there that Balak asks, he's the king of Moab, and he asks Bil'am to curse the children of Israel, to curse all of our enemies. So he says over there, instead of doing what he was asked, he did the opposite because God caused him to bless the children of Israel. But then he says, Tamot nafshi mot yasharim, that I will die righteous, he says. Vatiyachriti kamo, I want to be just like the children of Israel, to go to their next world. And this is Bilam the wicked, which was a big witch. Sorcerer. He was a big sorcerer, Bilam. And he says, he admits that the next world of the Jewish people is a better world. Mechashef. Mechashef מאוד גדול. And dear women, it says also, dear women, on Masechet Brachot, page 57, Amud Bet, it says over there, Shlosha me'en olam haba. There are three things that resemble the next world, the true world. It says Shabbat, Shemesh, ותשמיש. Shabbat, אני עכשיו אסביר. Shabbat, which means when we keep the Shabbat, this is just a taste of what the next world is. And then Shemesh, Rashi says about it, this is the sunshine, the light, which the souls enjoy, the light of God over there. Tashmish is when a husband and wife are intimate. This is the connection of the souls with God in the next world. When a husband and wife truly love each other by the souls, they can understand partially what is the love to Hashem, dear women. The love to Hashem is like, it's like, you know, איך אומרים טבור באנגלית? חבל הטבור? Belly button. It's like umbilical cord. Umbilical cord. It's like we are connected every day. Umbilical. Okay. Everybody heard this umbilical cord. This is tabur. When I say tabur, hevel tabur, I mean this. Okay. So dear women, we are connected by hevel tabur, by the umbilical cord. We are connected to Hashem. We just don't know it. We didn't wake up because there's a hester panim. God hides himself from us, so we cannot see that. All the days they could see that. You know, when we see those big giant, they saw the connection. Because why? There was always connection between heaven and earth. We can see that Hagar, which was the wife that you remember, Sarah Imenu, Sarah foremother told Avraham Avinu to marry Hagar. And then when she told her to go out of the home, she went and an angel saw her. She knew it was an angel. She knew it came from heaven. So there was always connection between heaven and earth. Today we do not see this, and when we see, we think it's something weird.
I have a question. Right, some rabbis saying that heaven is not really up there; it's right here. If we know how to see that, but it's really here.
It says, Yishar Koach. Elea says something nice. I will just touch it because I want to continue, but I will tell you that Rabbi Nachman Mibreslev Zchutot Hagen Aleinu, he says a beautiful thing. He says, dear women, we can have heaven on earth. Over here we can have heaven on earth. How? Only if we truly will study Tomer Devorah. So Rabbi Moshe called Devorah. Why? If we study, you know that Tomer Devorah is like Shulchan Aruch of characteristics, Shel Midot. Shulchan Aruch LeMidot. Zeh Tomer Devorah. When we study the whole book, Bezrat Hashem, and we fix ourselves, and we see in the right proportion what happens in this world, then we have paradise on this earth. because we won't get angry. We will be always happy. We'll be always satisfied with what we have. We will never have envy. We'll never be envy of anyone. And you know, when you feel the love of God and He's with you all the time, you remember, here, God is upon us now. He's with us in the lesson. He listens, He helps us. Dear women, when we feel it upon us all the time, this is a happiness that there's no money that you can buy. You cannot buy this happiness. This is something beyond this world. This is a happiness that we cannot express it in words. There's no words to express this. So, dear women, so either you can have heaven on earth over here, or you can have, God forbid, hell on earth. Because if you're not satisfied with anything, you're always angry, you're always gloom, you're always envy of other people, nothing satisfies you. So you have hell on earth on that moment. It depends on the way that you approach the world. If you understand why you came to the world, and you truly understand what's your mission in this world, and you understand that everybody is only a messenger of God in this world, then nothing can touch you. Shh. You have a question, Esther?
No.
So nobody can... Sorry? No. So I'll explain to you if she's... Dear women, I would like to tell you, Zaken, an older person, dear women, is a wise person. In the Jewish religion, when you call a person Zaken, old, it's a mamash merit to say, it's a compliment. It's to say that he gained wisdom. So even a young person can be old because he gained the wisdom of whom? Of Hashem. The wisdom of God. How can you gain the wisdom of God? If you study how to change your characteristics. So dear women, so the tashmish is when a man and a woman are together, to feel the connection, how two souls are connected. So this is also an experience of heaven, mamash experience. It says, dear women, there's another place that it says, okay, I need to see if I can see it well enough. It says also again, Masechet Brachot, on page 5, and I wanted to say page Hey. Masechet, it's all because of your champagne. Said Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai says, Shalosh matanot avot natan HaKadosh Baruch Hu liYisrael. I wanted to bring all the books, but I couldn't bring all the books. So, Shalosh matanot avot natan HaKadosh Baruch Hu liYisrael. 3 good presents God gave the children of Israel. Ve'kulan no natnan ela b'yisurim. And all of them were gained only by suffering. 3 gifts. Ve'elu hen. Those are Torah, the Torah, Eretz Israel, the land of Israel, and we know how much we suffer in order to get the land of Israel back. Dear women, Olam Haba, the next world, with suffering. 3 gifts God gave us. 1 is the Torah. 2 is the land of Israel, because the land of Israel, the eye of God is on the land of Israel 24 hours, 7 days a week. He's the one that is on the land of Israel. Everybody that walks, Parashat Ekev, Vaya Ekev, that walks with his heel on the land of Israel, Admato Mechaperet, his sins are forgiven. Because he suffers in the land of Israel. Look at the merit of the land of Israel. It says that even if all of the people in the land of Israel worship other gods, it's better to live in the land of Israel than to live abroad, not in the land of Israel, in a place that everybody worships Hashem. Why? Because a person who lives in Israel is like a person who has God above him. And the one who lives in other nations is like he doesn't have God above him. What does it mean doesn't have? Because each nation has an angel, a sar, that is above that nation, dear women, except for the land of Israel.
all the people who lives in Israel, שמספיק שהולכים על...
כן, זה מה שעכשיו אמרתי.
לא, שהם יותר כאילו החוכמה.
Wisdom. It says that the air of the land, תודה רבה לאה, תודה... It says that the land of Israel has the air, just breathing the air, gives wisdom to people. Why? Because it's under the throne of Hashem. Mamash, where the place of Bet HaMikdash is, it's under the throne of Hashem. You can understand this? It's like the 3rd temple is going to come down from there. There's no place to be except for there. You know, I'll give you something now that I didn't want to give it now, but I have to because it's so exciting. Just listen. Shh. Please, please, please listen, but be quiet. I had a few things to give. You remember we studied Pirkei de Rabbi Eliezer. I started to teach you at the beginning with the letters, and then we went to halachot, and I didn't continue, but I have to give you the letter Tet. Shh. Listen, don't miss this. Tet. The lesson Tet, it's the 9th letter in the Hebrew alphabet. Very important, listen very carefully. It says by Midrash Otiyot de Rabbi Akiva, it says like this. It says in the prophet Yeshayahu, Natati tzvi be'eretz chaim, and I put a deer in the land of the living. And then ma'u eretz chaim, v'chi yesh eretz chaim ve'eretz metim is a land of living and a land of dead. What does it mean, a land of living? Ela zo eretz Israel. It means that the land of living is the land of Israel. Shenikret eretz chaim. She is called Eretz Achim. Why it's compared to a deer? Midrash Otiyot de Rabbi Akiva. So it says, why does it's compared to a deer? Because when you take a deer and you take out the skin of the deer women, and you will want to put it back on the deer, you cannot put it because it's deer tzvi, not dry, as in זה מתכווץ. It shrinks. It shrinks. It's the same thing with the land of Israel. Be'ezrat Hashem, when all the children of Israel come to the land of Israel, God widens the land of Israel. Everybody has a place to stay there. Everyone has a place. It's just like in the temple. The temple, they used to pray standing, and when they bowed, there was, think of all the pilgrims that came to the temple from all over the land of Israel to give sacrifices over there. So when they bowed, there was space for everybody. They didn't knock their head in their fellow Jewish person that stood in front of them. There was space for everyone. It's the same thing with the land of Israel. The land of Israel is the land of the living. Listen very carefully. From there the world started. From Even HaShtiyah, from the stone of that was called Even HaShtiyah, from there the whole world started, dear women. So listen what it says over here. אלא זו ארץ ישראל שנקראת ארץ המתים, שמתיה חיים תחילה לעולם הבא. The resurrection starts in the land of Israel. And אם כן, צדיקים שבחוץ לארץ, כגון משה ואהרון ושאר כל הצדיקים שבארבע פינות העולם, האח חיים ובאים לעולם הבא. So they ask, so what will happen with all the righteous people that are buried not in the land of Israel, like Moshe, Aaron, and all the other righteous people that are buried outside the land of Israel? What will happen to them? How they will come to the true world? אלא מלמד שבשעת תחיית המתים, it says at the time of resurrection, הקדוש ברוך הוא יורד משמי שמיים עליונים. God is going to come from heaven, from the upper Rekiim, and will come towards the land. It's so exciting. וישב על כיסאו בירושלים, and he's going to sit on his chair in Jerusalem. שנאמר, בעת ההיא יקראו לירושלים כיסא השם. That at that time they will call Jerusalem the chair, the throne of Hashem, dear women. וקורא להם הקדוש ברוך הוא למלאכי השרת, and God calls and gathers all the angels. ואומר להם, בניי, לא בראתי אתכם אלא לשעה זו. He says, I created you angels just for this hour, he says. כדי שתעשו לי קורת רוח. So I will be satisfied with your deeds. משיבים מלאכי השרת ואומרים לפניו, and the angels answer him, ריבונו של עולם, the King of Kings, הננו נעמוד לפניך, we are standing in front of you, בכל דבר שאתה רוצה. Everything that you want we are going to do, they say. משיב הקדוש ברוך הוא ואומר להם, לכו ושתתו בארבע רוחות העולם. He says, go to all four winds of the world, to all the corners of the world, he says. והגביהו את ארבע כנפות הארץ, and you will rise the land, you know, the earth of the land from all four winds, from all the corners of the world. ועשו מחילות מחילות, and you will make a space under the ground. מחילות מחילות, מחילה is like a tunnel. Do מחילות מחילות בקרקע הארץ, in the earth of the land. לכל כל צדיק וצדיק שבחוץ לארץ, עד ארץ ישראל, until the land of Israel. You make tunnels from every place that a righteous person is buried until the land of Israel. תארו לכם מה זה. He says, והביאו לי כל צדיק וצדיק, וכל צדיק פלוני בן פלוני. He says the names. He sent them to exactly to the names of all the righteous people. נבון בן נבון, נביא פלוני בן פלוני, שמסרו את עצמם על קדושת שמי. That they, מסרו את עצמם על קדושת שמי means that they, it's more than sacrifice, that the whole life was around my name, bechol yom v'yom, that they worshiped me every day and truly with their heart and the mouth, כדי שלא יצטערו ויבואו לארץ ישראל ואני מחיה אותם, so there won't be any suffering for them and I will resurrect them, ואני מחיה אותם. מיד הולכים כל מלאך ומלאך וכל שרף ושרף וכל שר ושר וכל גדוד וגדוד ושוטטים בארבע רוחות העולם, and they go every angel to all four corners of the world, and they are searching for what God told them. Every righteous person, they are searching for their graves, and they raise the ground in order to do the tunnels inside. It's a magvihin arba kanfot haaretz, like taking a carpet from four sides, like taking and just raising it, ממש ככה. וינערו, it says ככה, בארבע כנפות הרוחות ומגבין ארבע כנפות הארץ, וינערו רשעים מן הארץ. And while they're raising it, all the wicked will disappear. They're shaking all the wicked people from the land. שנאמר לאחוז בכנפות הארץ וינערו רשעים ממנה. This is from Iyov. ועושים מחילות מחילות, and they are preparing tunnels and tunnels בקרקע הארץ, in the earth, בשביל כל צדיק וצדיק, for each righteous person that is buried outside of the land of Israel. And they give them, מביאים אותן בתוך מחילות לארץ ישראל אצל הקדוש ברוך הוא, and they bring them by the tunnels to in front of Hashem to Jerusalem. והקדוש ברוך הוא עצמו עומד בעצמו מחיה אותן, and God stands and resurrects them. And it says, הוא מעמיד אותן על רגליהן, and he puts them on their feet. וכאיזה צד מחיה את המתים לעולם הבא, which means how does he do that? מלמד שנוטל הקדוש ברוך הוא שופר גדול. God takes a big shofar, ממש a big shofar בידו, שהוא 1,000 אמה באמה. It means it's a very long shofar. ותוקע בו וקולו הולך מסוף העולם ועד סופו. God blows into it and the sound goes from the beginning of the world to the end of the world. בתקיעה ראשונה כל העולם רועש. At the first תקיעה, the first blow, all the world is like having an earthquake. There's a big rush in all the world. בתקיעה שנייה, the second blow, כל האפר מתפורר, all the ground becomes מתפורר, like ashes becomes everything, all the land becomes like ashes. בתקיעה שלישית, on the third blow, עצמותיהן מתקבצים, all of the bones of those righteous people come together, dear women. בתקיעה רביעית, on the fourth blow, אבריהם מתחממים. The bones start to become a little bit warmer. In the fifth blow, הצעורותיהם מתקרמים. The skin starts to be, can you imagine this? It starts to dress up with skin. The bones start to have skins. בתקיעה שישית, in the sixth blow, רוחות ונשמות מתכנסות בגופיהן. At the sixth blow, the souls go back to their body. זה ממש מרגש. בתקיעה שביעית, it says at the seventh blow, חיים ועומדים על רגליהם בלבושיהם. They stand on their feet with their clothing. Dear women, this is a big thing, dear women. Whoever deserves. These are all the righteous people. לכן, everybody, God forbid, if somebody passes away, it's better to bury them in the land of Israel. Listen very carefully. To be buried in the land of Israel. To send them to be buried in the land of Israel and not in... כן.
למה אומרים הרבה שאיפה בן אדם חי, הוא היה צריך...
כן, אבל אפילו, נכון, אפילו עדיף שיחזור לארץ מאשר ייקבר כאן בחוץ לארץ. It says,
But it's still, not everybody will raise anyway, only who deserves. Even if it's in Israel or out of Israel, if the person is wicked and he not deserves, so he's not going to be up.
What will happen, but I will speak about it. I don't want to go, אנחנו נעשה את השיעור ואנחנו ניכנס לזה ממש עמוק. But what will happen, dear women, the people that are...
That's what's going to happen to the light ones. Whoever's going to be that time.
Bezrat Hashem will fix themselves and repent to Hashem, and He will have the merit to stay. Bezrat Hashem. It says, dear women, that there's no human being that won't pass. Dear women, there's no human being that won't pass death, even when the time comes. Everybody, why? Because it's part of the, just like I showed you, it has to be part of the fixing. There's no human being that won't have this experience, God, Barichut Yamim of death. Why? Because it's part of the fixing. It is part of the fixing of the first human being. You remember, I told you, first the soul and the body are combined, then the soul and the body will speak about it in the next lesson. The soul and the body are separated, and this is part of the fixing, and then they are again combined, dear women. So everybody has to go through. Sorry?
Same soul goes in the same body?
Only the one that did the last fixing, that finished the fixing. Which means, what happens? Most of the soul, dear women, when a person passes away, and then has a reincarnation, so the part that already he fixed in his soul does not come back. It stays up under the throne of Hashem. So the part, it's not the one that did not fix, the part that he did not fix comes to this world. Nitzotzot, sparkles of the soul that did not fix themselves, come back to this world in a different body. Sorry?
So our soul
We have no chance.
I didn't hear wait, what did you ask?
You say that we all here because of the fixing.
Yes. Why did we come over here? It's because of the sins that we have between us and other human beings, dear women.
Why
Us. It's us. It's you. It's you. Now you came to fix. In this body, in this home that you have, with those children, this is what you need. You need everybody that you see is part of your fixing. It's not a coincidence. Girls, Esther is not a coincidence that she came over here. Why? Because she has a fixing with us and we have a fixing with her. זה לא לחינם. We already saw Nira, we already saw each other in a different reincarnation. So this reincarnation, we need to fix our measures, our characteristics, dear women. We came to do that. I just gave you a touch. I just gave you a touch.
I'm so sorry. Mechila, teacher. I want to ask forgiveness from everybody. Because I don't know why Kadosh Baruch Hu put me with everybody again. Because I have to fix myself with everybody, right? So Mechila was...
Okay, let's all of us. Okay, I will say to all of us, Machu lachem, machu lachen, machu lachen, Mechila mela v'gmura, and you will say to me and to all of the women over here. Oh, that's the best shiur, the best lesson. Again, everything, God, please help us fix ourselves. Yes, I love you girls. I have to tell you the best lesson. Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. Dear women, we will... I'll give you another example. I will give you another example, and we'll continue next lesson. I will give you another example of that the soul has a continuation after this world. A small. I'll just finish with this. It says Bereshit Rabbah. It says Rabbi.
ראש חודש Monday 5 o'clock.
בעזרת השם.
שבת מברכים 4 o'clock.
God bless you.
4 o'clock what?
Here.
5 o'clock or 4 o'clock?
4 o'clock.
On Saturday 4 o'clock. I mean Monday 5 o'clock.
Okay, one thing I will give you now. I'll continue next lesson because It says, Rabbi Hanina bar Yitzchak amar, shlosha novlot hen novlot. Which means Rabbi Hanina bar Yitzchak says that three things resemble things of the next world. And this is mita, death, mita, which is part of the next world, which because it's a separation of the soul and the body, one from each other, and the soul goes to the next world, the body goes to earth. So what does it resemble in this world? Sleep. Because the sleep is 1/60th of death. And then we have nevuah v'chalom. We have prophecy in a dream, which means when a person dreams, and it's a true dream, dear women, it's like a prophecy, it's a touch, a taste of the next world. Olam ha'emet. True dream, dear women, it says that usually dreams are falsehood. But true dreams are only part of three. One is what a person dreams for his friend. This is a true dream. Not for himself, for his friend. And then when a person dreams in the morning, mamash, in the morning is a true dream. And mamash, morning, before you wake up, it's in mamash in the morning. And the third thing is when a dream repeats itself. Okay? Repeats. For example, I'll give you an example.
Repeats or continues, right?
Okay, at least 3 times it repeated itself.
Yeah.
So, dear women, I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example. And a woman came to me, and she had a dream. A woman passed away recently, and she decided to do for her a good thing. She decided to say prayers for this woman for a year. And she asked me if it's good that she will do it. I said, it's excellent. Yishar koach, tizki lemitzvot. I said, it's a big merit for the soul, yishar koach. So she took it upon herself. One day, last week, she couldn't pray that day. She said she will pray, but she was at work. She didn't have time. It was night. She couldn't say the things, the psalms that she wanted to say for her.
The person came in.
The next day, she was dreaming that dead woman. And she came to her in a dream, and she was sitting and looking at her, dear women. And she came to me, and she said to me, listen, tell me what I need to do. She came to me, and she looked at me like she wanted something from me. I told her, if you didn't say that day, that prayer, the next day, you should say it twice. Shilumim tasi. Say, this is for the day that I didn't say, and then say that day. Light a candle for her, put money in charity box, and say that twice that day for that. So this means, look how there's a connection between the next world and this world. There's a true connection. So the dream is part of prophecies from the next world, which is a connection between heaven, beyond the stars, beyond this earth, and earth over here. And then, dear women, there's the Olam Haba in Shabbat. Shabbat, the taste of Shabbat is exactly like the taste of the true world, beyond this world. So, dear women, we should see to it that we will not say, and it's very hard, nothing, lo divrei chol b'Shabbat. We should try not to say things that, to speak about work and things, only holy things in our mouth on Shabbat. We should try to do that. How can we do that? The only thing is to read Tehillim, Pirkei Shira, not to have time to blah, blah, blah. That's the only way. And when you sit around the table to say Dvar Torah, dear women, I would like to bless all of us.
One second, אבל...
אני אעשה את זה.
little bit, okay, just...
לא, אני צריכה להיכנס לתוך זה, אני לא יכולה, שיעור הבא, the next lesson I have to go into it, I don't want to do it ככה. I want you to understand this, and it's very deep. We are going to speak about which I just gave you a taste of the next world and proofs from the Torah of the next world. We just took it from the Torah and all our sages, and we are going to go into it. With what letters was this world created, and with what letters the true world was created, and then Be'ezrat Hashem, we're going to gather everything and to go to the machloket of the Rabbanim, because the rabbis, our sages, they have a disagreement about the time and the place of the true world. It's a beautiful Bible. I want to go it on, on one leg. I want to go into it and to give you it from all the rabbis, from the Rambam. I already brought Mishneh Torah LaRambam. We will go through to it. We'll go through Bli Neder Rasag, the Ramchal. It's beautiful. It's incredible, Pashut, to see. And we will learn a lot about it, and from this we'll learn how to fix ourselves, B'ezrat Hashem. So let's bless B'ezrat Hashem. שיגיע המשיח צדקנו במהרה בימינו אמן. שיגיע מבשר אליהו נביא זכור לטוב, לעולם מפרד אדם מחברו בדבר הלכה יחיד ברבים הלכה כרבים. God bless you ומזל טוב.